Penduduk asli Australia adalah suku Aborigin. Diperkirakan mereka mendiami Australia selama lebih dari 40.000 tahun sebelum Masehi.
Australia has a population of around 23.8 million people. If you look at the sheer size of Australia, around 7.7 million square kilometers, you'll realize that that's just a minuscule number. Statistically, that's just around 3 people per square kilometer, compared to, say, Germany, which has a population density of 243 people per square kilometer. That figure is tiny. But the population density is not evenly distributed across Australia. Most Australians live close to the eastern coast, where, in comparison to the rest, it's cooler and more humid. If you want to find someone in, for example, Central Australia, you'll probably have a hard time. In the entire region, the population is around 55,000. Its size is about 546,000 square kilometers, making the population density just 1/10 of a person per square kilometer. It is estimated that around 40% of the population of Central Australia is of Aboriginal origin. If you take a look at the entirety of Australia, that figure drops to only about 2.4%. Most of the population migrated from Europe, the US, and Asia. That's also one reason why Australia has a Western and modern society.
Sekitar 300.000 populasi aborigin di Australia ketika kedatangan Inggris pada 1788 di bawah pimpinan James Cook yang mendarat di Botany Bay.
So who are Australia's Aboriginal people? Well, Australia is home to many different indigenous populations. They include the Wiradjuri in New South Wales and the Noongar in Western Australia. Aboriginal populations are often grouped together and referred to as Aborigines. However, some consider that term pejorative. Instead, legally, the native populations of Australia are referred to as Aboriginals and Torres Strait Islanders. Some also prefer regional terms like Ku-eri in New South Wales or Murri in Queensland. Recently, a genetic study found that native Australian peoples may have left Africa up to 75,000 years ago, likely representing one of the oldest continuous populations outside Africa. For centuries, they thrived in Australia, usually in nomadic societies. Some developed distinct tools like the boomerang used for hunting and the didgeridoo, a musical instrument which is still popular today. Their extensive legends and oral traditions are sometimes referred to as dreaming and help explain their way of life and the world around them.
Jinggery, welcome.
Saat ini jumlah suku aborigin hanya tersisa 2% dari populasi masyarakat di Australia.
In 1795, the situation escalated into 2 wars between the British and the Aboriginal tribes. The conflicts lasted until 1816. The Aboriginal tribes could not stand a chance against the British Army, which was superior because of its weapons and military experience. The Brits also, unwittingly, used a lethal bioweapon, similarly to the one used in America. We're talking about the disease, smallpox to be specific, which killed a vast percentage of Aborigines. You see, Europeans had developed resistance against the smallpox because they were in contact with it before, while the Aborigines never had such a disease, which means that their bodies never got resistant to it. Then, a few decades later, in 1851, a large number of people migrated to Australia when gold was discovered. This was the first big wave of immigration after British colonization. There were other waves of immigration, such as the one after the Second World War. People from countries like Germany, Great Britain, or Scandinavia came after the war to flee from the destroyed countries to start a new life.
Dates mark history, but dates don't tell us necessarily about history.
It's up to you and I. It's up to every single human being. Ain't the world sick of all the killing? Ain't the world sick of the government standing over our basic human rights? We need to put our focus on uniting in solidarity.
Every time I got the ball, they booed. Every time I kicked the goal, they booed.
He, in the minds of some, had committed the great sin. The black man who complains. Suddenly, he wasn't just Adam Goodes the footballer, he was Adam Goodes the angry Aborigine. People don't like the angry Aborigine. It cuts deep here. It's something that reminds us of a history that we'd really rather leave in the past.